O'Halloran and welcome to the show. I've been out of action for a few months because I broke my right arm and now I've got a plate and 9 screws in there. But I'm back in action producing new fun content and fitness videos for you. After the break, the new fitness videos show a chair version, so there's no excuse not to join in. Today we're speaking with Elder Rights Advocacy about services to assist you and your loved ones as you move forwards in age. Then, if you're thinking about growing your own veggies, even in a small space, Perry Cho will give us some ideas. Maybe you or someone you know is looking for services and information on what support is available for us as we age, and it can be quite a quagmire. Well, today we're speaking with Debra Nicholl, CEO of Elder Rights Advocacy, and she can help us with all that. Hi Debra, welcome to Over 50 So What?
Hi Carol, thank you so much for having me.
There are so many people sitting at home, like myself. I'll have no foggy idea what to do as we get older and what's available. Can you tell us what is Elder Rights Advocacy and what sort of services do you provide?
Absolutely. So Elder Rights Advocacy is a free, independent and confidential service, and it's available to anyone who's either seeking to receive or receiving aged care services. We've been around in Victoria for over 30 years providing the National Aged Care Advocacy Program, and recently we also started providing the Community Visitors Scheme, which provides social support to isolated older people.
So are there any prerequisites? I mean, you're saying it could be, what about a younger family member that's looking for support for an older family member?
Good point, Carol. Absolutely, our service is available to family members, to representatives. Anyone who is assisting the older person is very welcome to contact us as well, and we'll provide information or direct advocacy support, whatever is required. And it's really up to the older person and or their representative to tell us what it is that they would like from us.
Well, that brings up an interesting point. A lot of people, as they age, they do have family members and carers involved, but they may feel pressured into going a certain direction or making a certain decision, or they're just not that happy with their family member or carer, the direction they're going in. Now, people watching will be unfamiliar with that word advocate and advocacy, and really it just means a support person. So can you just talk us through this advocate or support person that you can help with?
It really does. Very good point. People will often say, what is an advocate? What do they do? We stand beside the person and we act at their direction. So we are rights-based and we work on an empowerment model. For us, it's about providing the person with information about what their rights are and then supporting them to assert their rights and to have their voice heard. So every older person has a right to decide what care and services that they will receive, whether they go to live in a residential aged care facility or not. It is their choice. But you're quite right, often their voice is not heard. So as an advocate, we just stand beside the person and make sure that their voice is heard, as I say, and that we provide that level of support.
So someone would just ring you up and say, I need some assistance with this, and then you would sort of match them up with somebody?
Absolutely. So they'll give our service a call and they'll speak with one of our intake advocates, have a conversation with them about what their issues are, what the information is that they are seeking, and then we'll give people their options so they can choose if they would like an advocate to represent them, or they would just like us to give them the information that they need to feel empowered to be able to speak on their own behalf.
Can you give us some examples of situations people find themselves in and they come to you with a situation saying they need help?
So often they will have an issue with an aged care provider. So that could be a provider who's providing in-home care through a home care package or community home support, or it could be that they are living in residential aged care and they're not happy with the care and services that they're receiving. So in the residential aged care facility setting, for example, it could be something as simple as, I don't like the food that's being served. I say simple. I mean, we totally appreciate that food is a very important issue for people. So it could be a food issue, it could be my call bell is not answered as quickly as I want it to. It could be I'm not included in my care planning. I don't know what's on my care plan, but I'm not getting the services that I want. They're waking me up too early to have a shower, for example. Or it could be that I have serious clinical or medication concerns. I'm on medication that I don't understand, I'm not happy with. Can you help me speak to the provider and get more information about that?
I know a lot of people, unfortunately, I've personally come across quite a few, that haven't thought about planning ahead of what to do and what's going to happen, and they've ended up having a stroke and become unable to make those decisions themselves, or they've got limited ability moving forward. So what advice would you give to people like, at the moment, like myself, looking into the future of how to plan for your future?
No, good question, Carol. And I myself, I'm no spring chicken. I mean, this occurs to me as well. It is about making sure you have conversations with your family or your representatives, those people who are close to you, so that if you cannot speak for yourself, that they understand what it is that you would like to happen at that point. Because it should be your choice. And even if you're in a position where you've had a stroke or you may have been diagnosed with dementia, you're cognitively not as able to make decisions at that point, but people need to assist you to make those decisions. So it's not about making decisions for the older person, it's about to whatever extent you can include them in that decision-making process to do so. And of course, if you've already let people know what it is you want, that's very helpful.
So the key point is, if you're able-bodied now and fully functioning, really try and work out exactly what you want
absolutely.
and let your family members know.
Yeah.
So should anything happen, they already know instead of guessing what you want.
That's it. We none of us want to think that anything is going to happen to us, or that we could possibly end up living in a residential aged care facility. But the reality is, as we live longer and we have potentially more health issues, that may be the outcome. So yes, it is good to let people know what it is that you would like to happen.
Now, a lot of people watching the show will be in their third age. They're like sort of pre-retirement, or semi-retired or retired, and moving into their fourth age, which is needing that aged care support. So for the viewers watching today in that stage, the third age, looking to the fourth age, what would you tell them to do?
Start thinking now about what you might want. We don't want to think that we will ever need support. We want to stay independent as much as possible, but start thinking about what it is that you would want to happen were you in the position where you needed care and support. Now, that is hard for people to do, because I guess you don't really know what you need until you need it.
Exactly.
You as you say, you may have had a stroke, you may have had a fall, you may have broken something and not be as mobile as you once were. But I guess I don't want people, because there's a lot of bad press about aged care generally, and there certainly are a lot of improvements that need to happen in aged care, but I wouldn't want people to be fearful of reaching out to get services, of reaching out and having that assessment for services. Again, it still is your right to decide what it is you will or will not have. And a lot of older people say to us, oh no, we don't want to be assessed because inevitably we'll end up in residential care.
Yes.
But that's not the case. The government are pretty keen to fund people to be able to stay in their own home. It's cheaper for them.
Yes.
And it's preferable for the older person.
I think that point's very valid. A lot of people are just like, I don't want to know about aged care because it's like I'm at home and then I'm in residential aged care, without realising all the steps in between that you can take.
Yeah.
Now, how do they get hold of you? Can they ring you?
So absolutely. So 1800 700 600. It's a toll-free number. We can give you all of the information about the care and services that are available, about the process to enter into aged care, to get that initial assessment, and we can stand beside you through that journey.
That's fantastic. I hope a lot of people watching today are now going to just think, oh yes, I better sort of look at that, because I want to make sure I'm making the decision and not someone else. So thank you so much for your time today, Debra.
You're very welcome, Carol. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, it's 5-minute fitness. Are you ready for it? If you haven't seen the show before or seen 5-minute fitness, get up and join in, or you can watch the fabulous Faye doing it sitting in your chair, but whatever happens, move that body. And we go step together, step, tap, step together, step and tap, step together, step and tap, step together, step and tap. That's it. And if you want to put a little bounce in, just relax and enjoy yourselves. A few more. We're going to put a little kick on the end. So, and kick. Step together, step 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 and kick. Oh yeah, bounce into it. Put your own little bit of flavour in it. Yeah. Okay, last set. And we're going to just do a step and kick. Step and kick, step and kick, step. Now, if you can, I've got one good arm and one not so good. Chorus line. Kick, 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 kick. And take it to a clap. That's it. Woo! Yeah. You can keep it nice and small, or you can do it sitting in your chair. But you gotta move. Now we're going to do a Charleston. We do it slow first. Looks like this. Forward, tap, back, tap. Forward, tap, back, tap. Forward, tap, back. Then we try it a bit faster. Forward, tap, back and tap. Forward, tap. You can go back to the slow one if you like, if you're more comfortable. Forward, tap, back, tap. Forward, tap, back, tap. Add the arms, little Charleston jazz hands. Step. Get into the groove. Now we're going to put a little kick on the end. Kick and back. Kick and back. That's it. Kick and back. Keep it going. Keep it small if you like this. You don't have to do it big like me. Yes. Okay, walking in the middle. We're going back to the 2 steps to the side. Step together, step and tap. Step together, step and tap. Step together, step and tap. Put a kick on the end. Now you've got that move. Kick. Kick. See, nice little bounce. Okay, we're going to do chorus line. Kick. 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 Nice straight back. Add a clap. Yes. And now you know what we're going to do? We're going to use our brain power. We're going to do the Charleston with the other leg. Okay. Stepping on your left leg. Step forward, step back. Step, tap, step back. Step, tap, step back. Step, tap, step back. Step, tap, step and back. That's it. Now, are you ready for a kick? Step, kick. With those little Charleston hands as well, swinging from side to side. Yeah. How are you going over there, Faye?
I'm going well, thanks, Carol.
Walking on the spot. All right, back to chorus line, kick, step, kick, and clap. You you've done a fabulous job. Doesn't your brain feel like it's had a workout? 5 minutes a day. Are you passionate about gardening? Or maybe you've thought, when I retire, when I've got some more time, I'd like to spend some more time in the garden, or maybe take up gardening if you've never done it before. Well, today we're chatting with Perry Cho, who's absolutely passionate about producing his own produce. Hi, Perry.
Good morning, Carol.
Welcome to Over 50 So What?
Thank you.
Now, this is a relatively new hobby of yours. You've only been doing it 18 months, is that right?
That's correct. I retired in 2017, and I decided I need to do something. And I thought, what better than growing vegetables in your own garden?
So what inspired you to actually pick it up?
I got into vegetable gardening. Is very therapeutic, absolutely therapeutic. I love it every morning when I wake up. I got really something, as someone over 50, and by the way, I'm 70, when you wake up, you just look forward to waking up at sunrise. And I mean sunrise, literally at sunrise. If it's 6:30 is sunrise, I'm up here. I'm out talking to my vegetables. and it's fantastic.
So for someone like myself, who's not a gardener, never been a gardener, and starting from scratch, knows nothing, and think, oh, wonder if I should take up the gardening as a hobby, what would you say?
Oh, absolutely. I think you should do it. But first of all, you've got to do your background work first. You need to check with friends or in Facebook or any vegetable groups around your area and work out what's the best thing you need to do. Because I didn't do that. I just thought to myself, I want a vegetable garden, and I just went and bought seedlings and just started planting it. So it was quite an experience for me, because the first thing I did was, when I went to the nursery, they said, oh, do you have a greenhouse? This is not the right time to plant tomatoes. And I thought to myself, I can do that. I mean, I don't need a greenhouse. I mean, I bought things that against the advice of the people in nursery. And I soon found out that you got to listen to experienced people, because I started growing tomatoes that never grew. I started growing carrots that were all over the place. The carrots were deformed because I bought seedlings, and I didn't listen to people that you should never buy seedlings, especially when growing carrots. You should plant the seeds rather than seedlings. There's so much to it. There's so much to growing vegetables.
So how easy is it to actually do? Like, if you've only got a very small area, not quite as big as your beautiful garden, what would you suggest someone do to start off small?
Well, I use biofilter cubes. It's a wicking system where it works on capillary action for the water to go up the soil, and where the roots sort of take in the water, and it's a fantastic system, and biofilters sells them in different sizes, two sizes. One is a 1 meter square, and the other one is half that. If you live in a flat or in an apartment or smaller house, you can allocate them in your balcony. So it's a very good system, and I love it. I love it.
All right. So if someone gets like one or two little pods, and then what's the most popular thing and easiest thing to grow, do you think?
Well, I think the easiest thing to grow is bok choy. It's an Asian green. It's in good weather, you can literally harvest the vegetable in 20 to 25 days. And I've worked out a system where I can grow this vegetable all year round. And I literally eat them every day for lunch.
Oh, wow.
I grow cabbages, cauliflower, broccoli. So it's there's heaps of vegetables to grow, and there are all sorts of time where you can grow them. Some you grow in autumn, some you grow in spring, and some and summer is a difficult part because it gets too hot for a lot of things. So you got to really do a lot of planning. So it's not as easy as it seems, but it is quite easy when you actually go through the learning process. You need to attach yourself to some great gardeners. That's what I did. when I first got into gardening, I went to the local Facebook garden page, and I just read all the posts, and you soon find out who are the good gardeners, and then you just ask them questions, and most of them are very helpful, and that's why I love helping people, because the only way to learn is to share, and that's one of the most important things in life. In everything you do, you got to share what you learn, because that's the only way you can learn from other people. If you share, other people will show you what to do.
So you've got grandchildren too. Are they interested in the garden?
Oh, yes, my word. Nothing better for your grandchildren to come and pick your fresh vegetables. I can remember my 4 grandchildren when they came here. The 3 are the older ones, and I say, Freddie, come here, come on, just pull this plant out. And when he pulled it out, and he saw a carrot, and you can see the glow in his eyes. Yeah. Oh, it's just such a fantastic experience. And another one was, we got a granddaughter called Minnie, and we couldn't find her. She crawled out to the garden, and my wife, my daughter, we were calling for her. Where are you? Where are you? And we couldn't find her. And next minute, she crawled through the door, went to the greenhouse, and started eating all the cherry tomatoes from the greenhouse. And she only ate half of them, a quarter of them, and chucked all on the cubes. And she ate about 15 or 20 cherries. I mean, anyone else I would have, but you just can't help but laugh. It's such a moment. It's such a special moment.
Now, for this older population that's watching this show, over 50, a lot of us have got bad knees and backs, and they think, oh, I can't get down and do weeding. I can't, how do I cope with my ailments to do work in the garden?
That's why the biofilter cubes are sensational. They are 500 mm off the ground. And apart from that, they have accessories that you can purchase to lift it another 200 mil, so it's about 700 mil high. It's fantastic. And you can also put, 4x4 cypress timber and raise the cubes to 700 as well. So there's so many options, and you can see with my cubes, I've got frames around it, and I can put nets, and I can put plastic covers on it, and I create my own microclimate. You can literally put a plastic cover over it, and you have a very exceptionally cheap greenhouse. So the cubes might be expensive, but putting plastic on it, it becomes a very exceptionally cheap greenhouse. Biofilter does sell plastic covers over it as well. So it's so flexible. It's one of the most flexible cubes, planting medium or that you can get in the market, as far as I'm concerned. And I just love it.
Thanks for watching the show today. If you'd like more info on getting a support person or help with getting community services, please contact Elder Rights Advocacy. Details on our website. Or if you're interested in biofilter urban farming and how to be successful at growing your own veggies without killing everything, please head over to our website, carolohalloran.com. Please connect with us through Facebook, Insta and YouTube. Over 50, so what? Replays and fitness videos available on YouTube. Now, get on your feet, check out your outdoor spaces, see where you might be able to pop a veggie garden. And while you're there, do a few exercises. Life is for living. Get amongst it. I'm Carol O'Halloran. Over 50, so what? Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, over 50, so what?